Good to see you, Michael.
Thank you very much.
You were one of the highest paid TV presenters in the country.
Yep.
You're on prime time, national television, on ITV. When you were doing that, were you drinking? And how did you hide it if you were?
Right, okay. Well, for me personally, I never ever took anything when I worked. I know it probably looked like I did because of the manner of way I worked and being really off the scale sometimes.
Do you think there was always some sort of personality trait that you had that meant it was inevitable that at some point you might become an alcoholic?
Yeah, I was so dedicated and so focused on my work. That was my addiction. As I say, when I got successful, I suddenly had more time to myself. And, you know, it's very difficult. If you take away from me my work, the thing I love that makes me tick completely 24/7, I used to look at myself and say, well, who am I? Who are you? And I dealt with it by drinking. And I remember being on the studio floor at the South Bank there, and we were recording one of the shows, and I kept obsessing about getting upstairs to my dressing room to finish the show, to have a drink. Then I knew I really was in a bad place.
And did you recognise that you're in a bad place?
I can see myself standing now, as I was telling you. I can see myself standing. I can almost see the suit I was in the middle of the show. I can see where I'm standing. That's how vivid a moment it is for me. And I thought, you've got it bad. You're starting to create situations where it's not normal, you know, and people listening to this now will know some of this, you know, where you're saying, I'll serve the drinks, so that you're in charge of the drinks. You know, always not going anywhere for fear that may not be enough booze there when you get there. You know, taking 4 bottles to a party instead of 1, you know, and hiding it, and then slowly starting to hide it. Another thing I used to do was to start a row, so I'd have an excuse. Instead of going, I'm going out for a drink, that's what you probably go, I'm going out for a drink. Nobody, that's normal. Somebody like me would go, I'd start about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, build the row up, and go storming out the front door going, it's because you keep on at me like this, I can't be here. It's nothing to do with it, it's to go and have a drink.
Just an excuse.
Just an excuse to have a drink.
But your situation obviously was unique, not just because of sexuality, but also because of how the heights that you'd scaled. How do you think that could then be applied to people who are on the verge of a problem and perhaps see it in themselves? What can they learn, do you think, from your story? The
one thing about the disease, everybody's equal. You're all on the same platform. Because I tell you what, I've had the big houses, the medium-sized houses, the small ones, and it doesn't matter what size the house is or how much money you got, you'll still end up in the corner, staring at the wall with a bottle of Jack or whatever. At that point, you've gone.
Can you think of the exact moment when you thought, I'm going to live through this?
It was about 2 years ago in my recovery this time. I've just come back from the last rehab, which to me was the best one, which was the cabin in Chiang Mai. The guy there said to me, is run by English guys, he said, if you put as much time and effort into your recovery as you did your career, you can't be anything but very, very successful. And that really struck home to me. And I just kept at it. I went through all the fear stuff of being on my own, and slowly I just changed.
Surely there's something else that the rest of us can do, that society can do, that to make it easier for people not to get lured by the demon drink.
The trouble is, you know, nobody talks about it. The best cure, and I've had psychiatrists and rehabs, and the best cure is to talk to another human being that you trust. Find somebody you trust. And you know when you say to somebody, how are you? I'm fine. And you ask them the second time, how are you? And have the ability to say, actually, I feel like crap. I really feel bad. And then you've broken it down, and you can sit and talk and know that they're there and say, I'm really struggling. And you will laugh again, you will smile again, and you'll have a life that I can guarantee you.
Michael, thank you very much indeed.
It's a pleasure. Good luck with the new show.